Hello everybody and welcome to Let's Play Order of the Thorne, the King Challenge. I'm your host, MetalByakko, and let's play. So last time we just watched the intro, I played the first 3 songs and saved the game. So, as you remember, we are at the King Challenge, we have to find the Queen. And we have some rivals. Here's one of them, Chaka. We have Thorne, who is an adventurer and kinda reminds me of Gustav from Beauty and the Beast. I don't know why. We have a bald guy, a knight who sounds like he smokes too much, and 2 other fairies. Well, we will surely meet them all again. So, first of all, we go back inside, because we need a very important information from the king. Because we actually don't know what the queen looks like, so maybe you can tell
Within
us.
the pulsating light, the king is sitting upon his throne. The light seems to draw power from the king and upwards into the great tree.
Yeah, if we right click here, we'll directly look at the things. And left click, it's...
There is light surrounding the king.
I would be careful if I were you. If you disturb the light, the tree shall feed upon your energy as well.
Oh,
The
that's
great
not
tree
good.
feeds on your energy?
Yes, dear boy. The life of this village and tree are bound to me as long as I sit on the throne.
Oh,
Pardon me, sire. I'm not from around here. I've only recently come to your fine land.
No harm is done, dear boy. The fairy realm and the king's court are kept safe by the magic of the great tree, which in turn renews its power through this throne.
I don't mean to pry, Majesty, but does it hurt?
No, stranger. It is a burden I gladly bear.
Thank you very much, sire.
No problem, dear boy. Now, what can I help you with?
he's such a nice guy and has such a nice beard. So let's pester him.
How are you, Your Majesty?
I am well, and eager to see how this year's challenge will proceed. You all seem like a clever bunch.
Yeah, all of us. He's lying.
Tell me about Craneoin.
Our fair village is the jewel of the fairy realm. All life in this land springs from this great tree, and I'm proud of our inhabitants. They are all good and decent people, who give and trade freely of themselves to those worthy enough to receive it.
Nice. So,
What can you tell me about the King's Challenge?
This is an ancient tradition, started by my father's 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 father. While we fairies live in peace, we realize the importance of vigilance, and we wanted to always encourage heroes to rise and serve not only the people of the fairy realm, but all of Ur. Many of these heroes have preserved the peace that was hard won by the Order of the Thorne many years ago.
so the Order of Thorne is very important, and actually it's pretty noble what he is talking about. So let's pester him a little bit about some locations. Let's talk about the forest.
What can you tell me about the forest?
Our forest is lovely and filled with wonder. You won't find much danger in it, but you may discover several tricky situations, or people.
So in other words, it's a location of an point-and-click adventure game. Gotcha. It sounds a little bit whimsical, but, well, I think that's the mood of the whole game. A little bit whimsical. It fits.
What can you tell me about the swamp?
The swamp is dangerous, however. It is filled with many fierce animals who call it home. They are not evil by design, but merely animals protecting their home.
So this will be a later location and possibly a moment where we could die? Who knows? Well, I know who, when, or if we can die, and the answer is no, we can't. This is not like in with old school with hero games.
What can you tell me about the Order of the Thorne?
The ancient Order of the Thorne is one of the most important groups of people in all of Ur. Not only are there sword knights of the Order, who patrol the lands to mete out justice and right, there are many others. The Order has monasteries in almost every major city in Ur. We have one here, in fact. Brother Kunchen lives and runs the monastery in the east part of town.
They actually sound more like paladins than anything else. Okay, now what can he tell us about the queen? What does he even look like?
What can you tell me about the queen?
Ah, my queen. She is as beautiful as she is wise and clever. She loves this challenge as much as I. In fact, she jumped at the chance to be a part of it this year.
And no one is wondering what does she look like? Finn doesn't even know her, but okay, good. We will
I
find
should
her.
return to my search for the queen, Majesty. Farewell.
Goodbye, dear Finn. May you have great luck in your quest.
Of course we will. We are the main protagonist. We are supposed to win this whole thing. Oh, can I talk to
Trying
him?
to touch the guard would not be a wise course of action.
I don't want to touch other guys. I want to talk to them.
They're firmly attached to the inside of the tree. You couldn't take them regardless of how hard you tried.
I think I accidentally pointed at one of the pillars, but or the arches, but it's pretty funny when you really think. For one moment I really thought he was talking about the guards. Okay, I can't take them along, so no companions for me. Doesn't matter. Let's continue exploring.
Hello there. How is your search for the queen going?
Oh, that? No, I gave up already. It seemed like a lot of walking, and I'm more content to just stay in town here.
Oh. Well, okay then. Well, have fun.
Oh, I am! Dropping pebbles into the fountain is very relaxing.
Take care, Chucker.
Same to you, Mr. Bard.
Whoa. We got an achievement chucked in, so... Okay, he doesn't care. Better for us. Hey, how is it with the awesome challenge you're participating in? I give up. I didn't care.
You are in the west part of Cran Naoim, the fairy village. Citizens walk about, happy and content with their lives in this beautiful town. You note the library to the north, and the general store to the west.
Oh, there are some fairies. Let's talk
You'd
to them.
rather not trouble the fairies with idle chit-chat.
He could ask them directions and things like that. What's up with this?
You really don't want to drink out of something birds have been swimming in.
Yeah, they probably use it also as a toilet. So we have the library and the general store.
Nobody inside can hear you from here.
Nobody can hear me from in space either, so that's no problem.
Nobody inside.
Yeah, let's go inside. Yeah, we can talk to the NPCs here. They're just wondering about.
Ah, a customer. Welcome to my humble store, Bard. Let me know if I can help you with anything. Come in, lad. Take a look around.
I really love this voice acting here.
I've got some housekeeping to do, Bard. Tell me if anything catches your eye.
How does he know I'm Bard? Oh, it's because of loot, isn't it? Well, let's look around.
But where would you keep your loot if you wore the armor?
Ask any Dungeon Dragon Bard.
That poor armor. Once belonged to a fella who fell into a monstrous pit. He never got out alive, despite all the rumors and stories people told.
Oh dear. Oh, weapons, maybe you can use them to fight off monsters and such.
You're a lover, not a fighter.
You can be both. Okay. Yeah, it's not a combat game like other games. It's not Quest for Glory.
You don't require anything from the shelves at the moment.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, except for this empty jar, which is highlighted. Unlike anything else, which is clearly just background. Oh, I love point-and-click adventure games.
What could I trade you for this jar, shopkeeper?
My personal supplies are running quite low, so I'll ask you to get me a royal mushroom in exchange for the jar.
I've never heard of a royal mushroom. What do they look like?
A royal mushroom looks the same as any normal mushroom, but the underside is a bright purple color. You might have to hunt for it.
That sounds easy. I'll see what I can do.
So it does not look like any other mushroom. Good, we have our first side quest and... Ooh, chicken soup.
Could I have that soup?
Oh no, that's my lunch. Why would you want it?
It just looks really delicious, and I'd love to drink it.
Sorry, I'm rather looking forward to it myself. I mean, if you needed it, we could make a deal. But right now, I'm gonna eat it later.
Oh, I don't need it. It just smelled so good. Chicken soup.
Chicken soup is really tasty.
Yeah, chicken soup, something really special. Do you guys think we will at one point need it? Nah. Let's talk to the shopkeep. He seems like a very nice fellow.
Good day to you, shopkeeper. I'm Finn, the bard.
Good day to you, young Finn. My name is Thorne, and this is my shop. I suppose you're here partaking in the King's Challenge.
No.
I am. I am out looking for the queen right now. You don't happen to know where she is, do you?
No, sorry, lad. I don't. That would be quite an easy challenge, wouldn't it? Just ask the local shopkeeper where the queen is hidden. Still, here's some advice. Not everything is as it seems.
Thanks. It was always worth asking.
The only silly question is the one not asked. Have a look around the shop, and if you see anything you need, please let me know. Most of my items are made to order, but there are a few things around that I could trade with you for.
Trade? I don't understand.
Here
Trading.
in the fairy realm, we trade our goods and services for things we need. We find it a fair system of commerce.
Oh, that's good to know. Thank you, Stefan.
At least we have a reason why we have to swap things, not just because point-and-click adventure game. So, oh, he seems to be nice. Let's talk about
Tell
him.
me more about yourself.
I tried to learn loot once, but I gave up.
Maybe we can teach him.
Tell me more of Cran Naoin.
It's an amazing city, full of peaceful and loving folk. You should visit the librarian. He's got all sorts of helpful information. I'm sure Elka in the tavern would love to hear you play. Glinda runs a potion shop on the other side of town, and boy is she pretty. All the young fellas fancy her.
Probably because she is the only girl in town who you can talk to. The rest are NPCs.
Tell me more about the fairy realm.
The realm is peaceful and full of all kinds of folk. Not only do fairies live here, but also some humans and gnomes too.
Tell me about the King's Challenge.
Oh, it's amazing! One year, King Quillen created this challenge where the participants had to slay a dragon. Turns out the dragon was only an illusion, but the winner won because he found out and used his cunning to stop the illusion. I always wondered what happened to old Andrew of Branscombe. He's a clever fellow.
Oh, that sounds like an interesting
Goodbye.
challenge.
You have a great day, Finn.
What a nice guy. So let's go to the library. Yeah, we will probably need the chicken soup and the empty jar. But how convenient, we just need to trade for everything, even though we have a gold coin. Which we also need. Oh, what do we have here? Who is that?
It's the elven librarian, Elder. He looks to be a friendly and hospitable person.
That's an elf? He looks a little bit small.
Hello there, librarian.
Ah, another challenger. Good, good.
Can you help me locate the queen at all?
Sorry, I can't. I can assist you if you come across something you've not seen before. There's sure to be a book in here about it, but otherwise you're on your own.
Well, that's good to know. I can get help if I need it.
I can tell you that you might want to have a look at some of the books in here. There's an open book on the desk upstairs, the Book of the Fairies, which will tell you more about the realm if you need it.
Thank you very much. I certainly appreciate it.
I always have a hard time not to laugh about his voice. I mean, the voice acting is good and all, but he has a very funny
Who are
voice.
you?
I'm Elder, the librarian of this magnificent library.
I also look like a hobbit or a halfling.
What's with all the books laying around?
Oh, there's so many books in here that I don't have room for them all. I'm getting a bit on in the years now, too, and lugging them up and down the stairs really hurts my back. Not many people are interested in learning history nowadays. The only regular clients I get are the occasional monk or knight of the Order of the Thorne.
Is there anything that might help in my quest to find the queen?
Oh, I'm sure there is, but you'll need to be more specific if I'm to be able to direct you to the right place. As I said before, there's a book upstairs that may be of assistance, but otherwise you're going to need to know what to ask me about if I'm to be able to help you.
I'm sure he will help us at one point.
What can you tell me about Cran Naoim?
Oh, this is a marvelous and magical place, the center of the fairy realm itself. I feel blessed every day that I live here. We even have a monastery of the Order of the Thorne in town. There is also a beautiful monument to the fairy people on the Isle of the Honored.
That sounds interesting.
What can you tell me about the Isle of the Honored?
The Isle is a sacred place for the fairy realm. It is a cemetery for those who have died defending the realm against its enemies. If you get the chance, you should certainly visit there. The last time we added names there, it was when Lord Sinister attempted a war.
Lord Sinister, that sounds so evil, but not as evil as Dr. Doom. Seriously, why? What does anyone think if he calls himself Sinister or something like that? Yeah, I need an evil name. Sinister sounds good. Dr. Doom is already... it already has someone.
What can you tell me of Lord Sinister?
Now there's a name that conjures up images of the past. He was a powerful warlord, and rumored to be a great warlock as well. He sought to control all the land under his direct order. When he was alive, it was the last time the realm was involved in war. It was said he was killed by a fairy warrior named Fairlawn, who I believe is participating in this year's challenge with you.
Oh yeah, Fairy Gaston. We will talk to him later.
What can you tell me about the Order of the Thorne?
The Order of the Thorne is a venerable order of knights and monks who have pledged their lives to be an active force of good in this world.
So, they're a religious order?
Yes, they serve a deity known as the Unknown God.
The Unknown God? If he's unknown, how do they know how to serve him?
A good question, and one you could probably ask the monk at the monastery. I think their unknown god isn't a specific deity as such, but instead is a placeholder for other gods whose names and nature aren't known. That's only my personal theory, though, and it's probably best not to repeat this to a member of the Order. Of course, most people just see the Order as benevolent knights and monks who help others.
Thanks, that's really very interesting.
They live by a very strict and time-honored code of conduct as well. There's a new monk at the monastery now, too.
They seriously sound more like paladins, and more specifically paladins who didn't make up with God they served, just paladins, you know, serving good and all this stuff.
What can you tell me about the monk?
Brother Kunshin arrived in the village a month or so ago, and he's been busy repairing the monastery since. The place had been abandoned for the last few years since Brother Choden passed away, bless his memory. I don't know much about Brother Kunshin from before he arrived. You'd best ask him yourself.
We will do it at one point, but not in this part. So this would be the last question.
Do you know the Order's code of conduct?
Indeed I do. Here it is. To protect the weak and defenseless. To give help or assistance, especially in times of difficulty, to anyone who requires. To despise monetary reward. To fight for the welfare of all. To obey those placed in authority. To persevere to the end in any enterprise begun. To never refuse a challenge from an equal.
Paladins.
Goodbye, librarian. Thank you for your assistance.
No problem, my boy. Knowledge is power.
That is true. But he sounds more like a gnome or a hobbit or a halfling, whatever you want to call them. I mean, I know hobbits and gnomes are two different things, but he could be either.
You would never smash that window.
I want to look at it. Okay, right click.
A beautiful stained glass window depicting a colorful cross symbol looks over the top floor of the library.
Very nice. So, yeah, this was a book we have to look up. Let's see.
You thumb through the book, reading the beautiful script written within.
Can we remember all?
You briefly read a bit about the history of the fairy realm. and how the magic power of the great tree of Cran Neoim not only protects this valley, but other surrounding kingdoms. An old map falls out, which you quickly pick up.
Ooh, nice. A map.
Having studied the map of the Fairy Kingdom, you feel you know your way around the kingdom a bit better.
And it's even in our possession. Awesome, we can really need it.
Take a look at the map.
It's not a quick travel map where we just can click on things and you get there, but still good for orientation if you don't know where to go. Now, since we are an honorable bard, we want to give this map naturally back to the librarian and see what he says about it.
That didn't accomplish.
Librarian, this old map fell out of the Book of Fairies.
Oh, please, feel free to keep it. It's just an old copy I made for just such an occasion.
Thank you very much. I'm sure this will be helpful.
What occasion? For the occasion as some random guy finds it. Yeah, how many maps does he do just for other people to find it? So, the time is already up. And we just explored the west part of the town. We will also explore the rest. Yeah, it could take a little bit before we set foot outside. I still hope you enjoyed it because it's a very lovely game. So, goodbye and have a nice day. I hope I see you next time.